We're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Chaos Brigade. We are coming out of an arc at this point. Basically, in our last session about 2 weeks ago, the wonderful Ben Does D&D's arc came to an end where we saved their village. Well, saved is a very generous word for stopping people from just spontaneously combusting. So, save the individual, save the village, that sort of thing. With that in mind, we're going to be doing a bit of a small little time jump. We're going to have a little bit of downtime that our players have gotten to go through, as there's nothing really been happening. There hasn't been a whole lot of, major world-changing events, and they haven't burnt any new cities down. I love how the cat's just there and giving you a little mustache and beard. It's so cute. I love the little kitty so much.
I didn't even notice.
I just hear Lou laughing, and I look up, and then there's just Kiri.
I love that cat so much.
She's clingy. She's been in the car for 3.5 hours today.
Aww.
Oh my god, I love her.
Oh my god.
So with that, let's just jump into it and start introducing ourselves. Hi, my name is Chris. I'm the GM for the Chaos Brigade, and my pronouns are she, her. I don't know. We should just start doing that. We do that for the fucking Rolling Bones. I don't know why we don't do it here. I don't know. I didn't
That's
prep
true.
anything in terms of a monologue. I'm
We
not
don't even do
gonna lie.
rolling bones anymore.
That is something that we are working on. And by working on, I mean we just need to have dopamine.
Jay already gave up on Rolling Bones so fast. They now host movie nights Friday nights instead.
That is also true.
I can do
I see
both.
those movie night notifications.
I can do both. Hush. Rolling
Wow.
bones. Rolling bones
Starting
should
on
just.
my left here, we have who?
Who's on the left?
The beautiful Ben does
Who's on
D&D.
the-
Okay.
Oh, it's
Oh.
me. Hi, hello. Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Ben, also known as Ben does D&D, also known as Ava Evergreen, the wood elf moon druid.
I just dropped 2 dice.
Do you have a fun
Nice.
Are we doing fun facts?
Yeah,
Doing
do you have a
fun
fun
I
fact?
have a fun fact.
I got a fun fact for you guys. I found out last session that I'm the granddaughter of the fucking queen of the fucking summer court, so that's a thing apparently. Love that for me.
Love that.
Summer
But I
court.
will
We're not
say-
even playing basketball.
Ben doesn't know
And
what
that'll
that
play
is. He's
into a little bit
British.
about your.
That's
That'll
a
play in a little
great
bit to
joke,
your
Ryan.
downtime that you've done for this next 2 weeks, or 2 months. And then
What?
going to the right. Yeah, no, that plays into a little bit from the downtime that we were talking about.
Hmm.
So with that in mind, on the right side, to my right, we have Ryan.
Hi, it's me, Ryan. Funkmaster Nacho, as some may call me. Legend tells it that I go by many names, such as Riker.
Many names.
Yeah.
That's it.
Riker the Leonin Barbarian. Fun fact about Riker, he has finally been able to take the Tavern Brawler feat, so now he can punch people better.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh no! Now you can grapple as like a bonus action.
I can grapple as bonus actions, also my punches are a d4 rather than a straight damage.
Oh no!
Let's go.
Buy some brass
Damn
knuckles.
it.
Buy some brass knuckles right now.
In session.
No.
In session.
Also,
buys brass knuckles.
he has proficiency in improvised weapons.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Magical
This
brass
changes how I have to
Start
plan
tossing
my
rocks at
encounters.
shit.
So now you have to be like, how much damage would a glass bottle do? Can't do an unarmed strike anymore. What's the damage of a glass bottle?
What is the damage on a steel chair?
Yo.
Hypothetically,
It's
what
about
is
to
the
go real
damage on
fast.
a steel ladder? And or elastic bars that one could
Bars,
be thrown into.
No extra damage, but advantage on your
They're
next
ropes.
attack.
They're ropes. They're ropes.
I was trying.
They're ropes with duct tape wrapped around them. Ryan.
Listen, I was trying to not just say what they exactly were. Okay.
I mean, you said steel ladder.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, you got me there.
I
I am
Wait,
the
bottom
dumb.
left of the screen, we have Jay.
Hi, Jay, they, she. I'm playing Floof the Kinku Storm Cleric. Except the class actually isn't called Storm Cleric, it's something else cleric, but I digress. A fun fact about Floof is Floof actually has a very intense cleaning regimen to keep his feathers nice and shiny. He just gets really embarrassed, so he only does it when nobody else is around.
I love Floof so much. And last but certainly not least, in the bottom right, Luana.
Hello, everyone. Luana, aka the Witch Bard. I prefer my name over pronouns, but you can use they, them for me as well. And I play Nyx, the Satyr Bard. And a fun fact about Nyx is that, she paints her hair in crazy colors to remind herself of her home in the Feywild. But she don't usually just has, back at home, she usually just had like her normal brown hair. But when she came to the material plane, she was like, oh man, this is so less saturated than home. Let me saturate my hair with wild colors. So that's why she paints her hair.
Feywild's a Picasso painting. Got it.
I like it, Picasso.
Yep.
That almost makes it what do you call it, makes me think, you know, your hair being brown would be a fashion statement in the Feywild versus your bright colors in the Prime Material Plane. Interesting.
When we go to the
Feywild is just
Feywild,
anime.
she just dyes her hair black. It's not a phase,
So
Mom.
yeah, with that, we are going to be starting up. After this 2 months has passed from you all kind of having this downtime, getting to go about and kind of do your own little mini quests, kind of. Nothing too crazy. There's not been any level ups. There's not been any like deep character introspection that happened, and you change your entire fundamental outlook on life. You kind of just like
You say
had your
that.
goals that you're continuing. Oh yeah, I say that. Then there's your stuff. With that, you're all meeting up at the tavern in Etopresnia. The tavern that you have not been in a very long time. The one where you all have a... Google, is that you? Are you speaking to us?
Alexa.
Robot.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that, y'all.
But, what do you call it? The tavern that you all actually have a permanent room in, thanks to having saved Siegfried from the werewolves all those many sessions ago. About 3 years ago, after I actually looked through the archives and saw how long ago it was. Almost 3
I
years.
know who that is.
Oh,
So
this is
crazy.
probably this
You
is
actually never
My-
met this person.
My
Uh-huh.
my only note for Siegfried, because I note important characters, is, and I quote in all capitals, "Punt the gnome."
Put the gnome.
That's the only
Oh my
note
God.
I have for this guy.
I forgot
I
about
saw that in your notes, and I took that and put that in parentheses next to Siegfried.
Any NPC that isn't directly part of somebody's backstory and or family tree, I write down because I know that none of us will remember them otherwise.
Thank you,
Exactly.
Ryan.
You're welcome.
So as you all actively have been told that you are going to either meet here or planned it yourselves, you all are kind of there at this point. It's been about 2 months since you all had either been all together as a group or last seen each other at large. As you all kind of like make it to Etopresnia one by one, the town is still the sleepy town that it had been prior with, what do you call it, the gravekeeper, Ryden, still, doing his job. Not too much work here recently, so he's just kind of like maintaining the graveyard outside of town as you all kind of walk in. So in no specific order, we're gonna start with Ben to my left here. What was your downtime for 2 months that you were working on?
Oh boy, wouldn't you like to know, Chris?
I would like to know. In fact, I
Wouldn't
have an entire
you
message from you.
like
It's
to
just a
kn-
matter of sharing with the class however
Yes.
much there was.
Hold on, I'm grabbing. it
Right
real
before
quick.
the session,
Just a
Chris looks over at a
Stay
DM
away
that's
from
about this long.
Hey,
no,
listen.
you're not kidding.
Listen.
Reading on mobile, I had
So-
to scroll a little bit.
You did. Listen. I like to do a lot of things, okay?
2 months is a
So
long time.
during the 2 months, kind of the first thing she would have done for kind of the first like few weeks was she probably would have, kind of obviously would have guided everyone kind of out of the forest first, as everyone was allowed to leave, and then she would have then probably been the first person to split from everyone to kind of head back herself, back to the village, and would have stayed there for a little bit and made sure that everything was okay, and that kind of spent a lot of time with her family and with her sisters and with her mom, just checking in on them and kind of just making up for lost time a little bit, kind of with this kind of newfound bond between them, even her older sister, all of them.
Did you start a fight club with Helena?
Listen, that's not my thing. I ain't gonna. Helena can do that. That's more up Riker's street to start a fight club. So,
Wait, that's Floof's thing.
well, I
Riker
mean,
would
between the two of you,
Riker might participate in the fight club, but Floof is 100% making the fight
you're
club.
you're the superstar. And Floof is the
Floof's
manager.
the promoter.
Yeah. Floof's ringside every match. It's great.
Floof's the ref.
Yeah.
totally not
Floof is, like,
biased
completely
either. Looks
unbiased
away
with it,
as
yeah.
Riker like puts on brass knuckles.
Mm.
The poison mist. Floof's just like, oh, look at bird.
Oh no! Not the
Um,
poison mist.
So, yeah, definitely would have spent some time doing that, and then, kind of after settling for a while, would have eventually kind of left herself, and then tried to find as many kind of libraries and such as she can, trying to gather as much Feywild knowledge as she can, on top of the stuff that she knows already from her friends and from being there herself, and seeing, kind of thinking back to the dream that they
Mhm.
had with the portal from Avernus to the material plane, and kind of trying to research to see if something like that would be doable in a safe way for other planes, because she's still
Mhm.
wanting to, get the village back to the Feywild if possible.
Yeah.
But specifically is looking into it herself rather than trying to reach out to any certain demons that might know, because she wants
Mhm.
to do it herself and is not going to do it in a way that is unleashing upon the world, because that's not what she wants to do. She just simply wants to
Okay.
move one city from one plane to another. It's fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Next
Yeah,
up,
trying
I'm
to see if that
going
is
to-
possible, and if so, how,
Yes.
and if it is
Okay.
safe.
Wonderful. So next up, I'm going to ask Jay, what had Floof been doing this whole time?
So, I would like to say the way Floof pulls up to this town, whatever party members get there first, they just hear as Floof comes in the Hell Rider with Bones just rocking out. They jump out of the car after parking it, and you see that Bones is actually wearing a black and white striped shirt with a claw mark on the corner, and Floof has a t-shirt that says CCW on it, because Floof started a wrestling club in the Emerald Lakes
For
called
God's sake.
called Claw Clash Wrestling. See, because if you all
Floof starts a wrestling club.
if you all remember, I'd like to say that I thought of this before you all were making jokes about it. If you all remember, when we were in the Emerald Lakes, Floof lied to one of Riker's brother that he was the
Yep.
owner of a fight club, and he felt
Yep.
bad about lying to one of Riker's family members. So after the success of Riker versus Elena and Floof's phenomenal promoting, he and Bones got together. They rented out a gymnasium and they started a wrestling company in the Emerald Lakes. And that is he also fell down a well for about a week. But he got out of that
Oh.
one. That was no big deal.
Just casually.
So Floof is now a wrestling promoter. He steps out of the car. He's got sunglasses, a t-shirt. He's rocking out. There's a little bit of ego to him now.
Yeah.
Do the sunglasses, are they like...
They're not
are
correct.
they-
No, they sit on
Yeah, I
his
was
beak
gonna
and they
say
don't cover his eyes
they're
up.
like humanoid
Yes.
sunglasses, so your eyes are just out here, and the sunglasses are
they're
here,
the-
so you
they're the-
just see your eyes in the sun.
They're the John Lennon like round red ones.
Jay, I need Floof to have glasses like that while we're at Gen Con.
Got it. I'll
Oh
figure a
my
way to
God,
stick them to
yes.
his face. I'll make a CCW t-shirt.
You can always
Yes.
put
Amazing.
magnets on the inside of the beak and just have magnets on the
That is
glasses.
true.
And
Fair. That beak is
Lock
just
them right
hella
up.
thick plastic, so we'll have to see.
True. Okay, Louis,
That was
what
it.
about you? What have you been doing for the downtime?
Oh my gosh. So, basically, Nyx, for most part, right after she was like, okay, the group's splitting up for a little bit, that's cool.
Yep.
She went back to whatever town her Bard College is in to
Mhm.
hang out with her old college. She trained a little bit with them, she caught up with them, and then she decided to change her look. So,
Okay.
coming back. Wait, let me see if that's all I told you that I was gonna do. Just making sure.
If I recall correctly,
Um,
that was basically it. You were going to be talking with your what do you call it, college friends, kind of getting some more information, doing a whole look change, new dynamic
Yeah.
for all that.
So, Nyx looks a little bit more buff than she already was, and now she
Mhm.
has two huge, very thick, bright blue pigtails behind her horns. She dyed her eyebrows too, so she is just more colorful than she ever was with her like now longer hair before when she had her pixie cut. So she's just strolling back to you guys because as I said before in another fun fact, Nyx's hair grows like crazy. She has to like upkeep it almost every other day. So her hair growing like almost 10 times the size over 2 months is completely normal. So yeah.
Okay. So I think at this point, after having heard Riker, yours is going to take an extra minute, and yours is going to be something a little bit more detailed. I'm going to. I will say, having known this and having known what y'all are working on / having done, Nyx, by the time that you end up, whenever you, Riker, and Floof kind of decide you're going to split off and start going on your own quest, you all have the start trying to figure out like where you're gonna meet back up, what's gonna happen, where y'all gonna go. At that point, I'm not gonna lie, you all just kind of, I'm gonna say, y'all just have like the idea to head back to Etopresnia, mostly because you have a room there and you have like your base there that you haven't upkept in a while, that you haven't seen in a hot minute, that's being maintained by everybody else. So you think to yourself that'd be a really good place to, you know, meet up otherwise versus having to find everybody at each individual town that you may be residing in at that point. Floof, you are not the first to make it. You are arriving around the same time that Nyx. Nyx, after having spent those about 2 months, like either wandering around to your college town, that of which I actually don't have a name yet. So, you know, that's something that if you had a name, you could send that my way and we could totally work with that. You know, whichever works.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Exactly. But over those 2 months, you kind of spent some time there. You got to hang out with your old college friends there. For the most part, everybody's either A, moved on, not necessarily like moved on as in like no longer at school, but in varying stages of that. Whether it be like your friends Ella or Alia, them still going for their like extended programs, not necessarily degree jumping, but you know, I'm only a couple years away. I could do a PhD, that sort of thing, you know. But you know, you just in general got to spend a lot of good time with them until you made your way back to the tavern, and you are the first one that makes your way there. As you walk through the doors, and you just see sitting there at the table, at one of the tables in the far corner, Siegfried still has all his maps everywhere, but you see they've spread across the walls. This cartographer gnome has started just like pacing these walls with maps everywhere, and he just looks up and, oh shit, your room's still here.
Oh, that's so great. How have you been?
Been good, been good. Full disclosure, I'm not even gonna lie. Just want to let you know. You have some stuff in your room that's kind of been waiting for you. People either A, sending it here, or me just needing some extra storage space. There's a lot of maps up there too. Don't worry about those. I can pull those out, put those to my room. It's not a big deal at all in the slightest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we think some other friends will be coming soon. You know, the other buddies.
Riker?
Yes.
Just to let you know,
Yes.
Riker had been through that city like about a month ago, probably.
Okay. Good to know then. So at that point, he like, Riker? Yes.
Yes.
He stopped by here not too long ago to say hi and everything, and I'm just gonna straight up say he paid for rent just in how much he drank. Like,
Ooh. Well, that's so nice of him.
yeah, right? No, that's fantastic. They're fantastic.
How much gold is that?
Like 2.
Okay,
It's
got
not
it.
gold means a lot to like these small
I will
towns.
remove 2 gold from my pockets.
From that, Nyx, you hear a very loud rumbling outside as Siegfried says, so is Floof gonna show?
Time to play the game!
Enter Floof.
And Bones.
Oh yeah, Bones is walking alongside you.
Bones!
Good old Bones. What was the skeleton chicken's name again?
Oh fuck! I forgot about
I
the
think-
skeleton chicken.
I'm pretty sure we just named the skeleton chicken
Yeah.
wings or something like that one. Also, wow, it's Ian is rating us. Hi everybody, glad to see
Wow.
y'all here.
Thank
Hello?
You for
I
the
guess
raid.
we're playing the game. Thank you so much for the raid.
But yes, I will say I think we did name it Wings. If we didn't, the chicken skeleton is now named Wings as well. So we have Bones and Wings
Oh my god,
and Floof.
I love
Amazing.
that so much.
And Floof will strut right in the door, just finger guns the gnome, motions for Bones to take his bags upstairs, then flop next to Nyx all cocky like and go, "What's up?"
Siegfried. Oh, he's here already. Okay. It starts moving maps away from Floof.
Chucks the keys to Siegfried. Put her anywhere.
It just lands on the table in front of Siegfried, slamming into like this map that's still drying and just splashing ink. And he's like, "That was supposed to be a mountain anyway, so that's fine. That's workable. Just add some extra ridges. It's." Hi, Floof. It's nice to see you.
What's up?
Oh God. At that point, you
I-
do hear Maria in the background, and like in the back from the behind the bar.
Not his
sit
wife.
up, looks at you and Floof.
Floof just
Agreement.
shrinks.
Maria is keeping an eye on you specifically.
Nyx hugs Floof and hugs Bone. Like, it's so great to see you.
This is probably the first time Floof has been without Nyx since they met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, he's growing up. Yeah,
Which was just like, I need a vacation.
Literally.
Bones, you're the
Got a
babysitter.
vacation, Went to
Okay,
college
mommy,
town,
some
got to
time
hang out with
alone.
friends.
Little boy's all grown up.
Floof gives Nyx a hug and goes, "I fell down a hole.
What?
I can see in the dark now."
Oh, I feel okay now?
Just gives you a thumbs up and starts like grabs whatever food is nearest. Just
It's straight up just like
Okay.
a half-eaten turkey leg on Siegfried's plate.
Turkey.
sure, the bird will eat the turkey leg.
Jeez.
Or if you wouldn't grab a turkey leg, it's a ham leg. Either way,
We'll
you
make it a
grab
ham leg
large
to not
bone.
discuss the chat. Although Floof is not against eating chicken and turkey.
Floof, you made that small chicken yourself.
Yeah.
But Bones looks at you, Nyx, and as you ask, "Were you okay?" and Floof, "Yeah." Bones just. If Bones had eyes, Bones would be side-eyeing Floof at that exact moment.
I would like to say Bones is wearing the referee T-shirt, so if Floof, if he's part of it, he can't claim any innocence.
No. Bones isn't claiming innocence. Bones is just saying that, no, not okay. Bones will also then reach over, grab the keys, and just walk back outside, and you just hear the Hell Rider start back up, and you hear a...
Really quietly. Here's a ticket. Can't park there.
You hear the clatter of a few coins. Oh, yeah, maybe you can, though. Next up, entering Riker. What have you been doing for this past 2 months?
So Riker being the responsible one. Riker, after bringing, I'm assuming, was it only Floof that came with him to the Emerald Lakes at first, or did everybody come to the Emerald Lakes at first and then scatter after that?
I believe
Just Floof.
it was just you and Floof going
Okay.
to Emerald Lakes, and then
Mhm.
everybody else kind of went their separate ways.
So after Riker brought Floof, because Floof wanted to go see Bones on the Hell Rider, probably brought Floof back to the Emerald Lakes, which is his hometown, and and he went back to finish overseeing the peace negotiations between the Ruby Crawlers and the Emerald Lakes before he was rudely, basically kidnapped by a magic portal. Nobody's fault, except the person who it was his fault. And make sure that the peace treaty is fully signed, as well as to go see his siblings, his parents, Rue, his fiance, and Nasher and his family. After he finished overseeing the peace organizations, he decided to take a little bit of a solo journey to a few different cities that the Chaos Brigade had previously gone through, including Edopresnia. There was one other city, and Athens. I
It was
forget.
Athens and Silver Point. Silver Point was
Silver
the third one
Point.
where y'all took down the mob.
Silver Point. Yes, I think Silver Point's the closest, right? Is that Edopresnia?
Silver Point was the closest. So
So
from
we go-
there, you definitely what do you call it? Peace treaty goes off without a hitch, basically. Everything's kind of going really fine with that. Nothing's shaken up the town too much. They have had some growing pains overall, and just kind of integrating more trade between the Ruby Crawlers and the Emerald Lakes, and trying to just in general integrate everybody together, slash not necessarily together, but just like opening up trade routes where there is going to be no more fighting. And your parents and Rue's parents have been instrumental in a lot of that, with just maintaining any minor quarrels, just kind of going off and making sure those are cleared out. Your siblings, nothing's really changed other than Skylar, less of a bitch. Everybody else kind of being the same. Skylar's being much kinder to everybody in the family.
Upgrades, people, upgrades.
Right? Exactly. There's been some upgrades here. Shit, I gotta jump over to that one. I had to give you your own document based off of how many people are in that area that were named.
Sorry.
No, I love it. I love having this much information to work off of. But yeah, for the most part, everybody's kind of like being completely fine in the Emerald Lakes, and not a whole lot has really changed. You are able to kind of like help with that, help facilitate a lot of these changes that have happened, and a lot of the personal growth between your family and everybody else. You even had some time for you and Rue to, catch up, have some nice date nights, whatever you'd like to do. But so from there, the closest cities to the Emerald Lakes in order here would be, if I recall correctly, it was
Silver Point, Edopresnia, and then Athens, right?
Yes, because Athens was, I think, northmost. Or actually, no, I do believe it was Edopresnia. Silver Point was a little bit further north.
Okay.
And then Athens was the furthest.
Yeah, because Riker hasn't been to Athens ever since they burned down all sense of a government system.
Yeah, no, y'all basically have not like past that Athens border going up since then.
I'm pretty sure we're banned from Athens because we overthrew the corrupt police system, not just the government.
The police.
if
He
you're
was not.
banned-
It was not banned from. Nobody said they were banned from Athens.
We haven't gone back to find out.
Yeah.
That's
On top of that, he personally knows Anderson, who said that he was going to work on. Restoring it to a more by the people for the people form of thing like that. After they had a beer together. But yeah, so
from there, the order that you would go in, like in the most like optimal, like your place to place would be Edopresnia first, then Silver Point, then Athens. Just in the general grand scheme of things.
He went to Edopresnia to go see Siegfried and Roy and Mary. And probably checked in with Siegfried, see if he paid off his debt, which he was working for Roy for.
Yes.
Yep.
As you walk in and he's like still sitting there, you can see that he has like there's a pile of maps off to the side that have been worked on. But he's also behind the counter scrubbing away at some dishes. And you can tell that these were ones that have been sitting for a hot minute as you walk in.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of like looks up and, Riker! Y'all are alive! Awesome! Is Floof here?
No, it's just me.
Oh, thank God.
Rue's back
Okay.
at Emerald Lakes. I have my older brother keeping tabs on him.
Yes,
The
fantastic.
last I heard, he was making some sort of wrestling fight club, so he's just doing floof stuff.
Terrifying.
Yep.
That's good to know then. I was mostly wondering, not because nothing is welcome, that he's not welcome, it's just that Floof is more than likely going to make bigger mess.
We do, just to warn you, we do have plans to meet here in about a month, so just getting you
Seems like a
mentally
small
prepared
eye
for that.
twitch. Small eye twitch. It's a month. I can plan for that. That'll work. That'll work out fine.
Yep, so Riker just kind of, he says hello to everybody and, like, spends probably a few days there just, like, catching up with everybody and just having some good time off, and then he'll head to Silver Point after that to go check on, was it, the 3.5 Kobolds, George Meridian,
Yes.
Josh Turner.
Yep. So from the 3.5 kobolds, as you head up to Silver Point, you could tell as you're walking into the town, you see that things are much more cleaned up from last time. The city gates are well maintained as they were prior, but this time, instead of there just being, a few guards on post, basically accepting bribes to be let in, they're much more organized. They're much more strict with how things are being done. Not necessarily like in you have to have your papers and everything, but in all right, what's your purpose for being here? All right,
The two
this is your
guards that were playing cards the last time we were here, they're still on. They're still
They
playing
are
cards,
still
but they're...
they are still on, but the you can see there's a deck of cards off to the side. They're pulled out and there are hands there, but they're not actively playing as you're walking up.
Good to see you two again, Riker says as he walks in, as he comes back.
Good to see you too.
As you were, he says as he walks past. I remember because the last time he did it, he like beat the. Didn't he like knock out one of them?
You knocked them out. You knocked them out.
I forgot about that.
They are not bringing it up because that would be pointing out what happened last time.
Yep. He would. Riker would go check on Kyle, Tyler, and Brad. The kobolds. See how they're doing. Make sure that
their
they're.
enterprise has grown a bit.
Okay, awesome. He also checks to make sure that the employees get dental, because Nix was very adamant about that a long time ago.
On your asking, they do get dental now. In fact, they have full healthcare and full life insurance. You cannot say they cannot say that they are any more ethical, but they've not gotten worse. They've gotten better. They care about their employees more. They are still very much into the whole buy up as much as they can in the town and try to control things.
I mean,
as you walk through the door, as you walk through the door, they just stop and Kyle looks over and straightens out like their little vest. They've switched from like a full 3-piece suit to a vest. And hey, Riker, it's good to see you. Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Is Nix here?
Riker just leans down, like hands on knees, and just looks him dead in the eye and he goes, "No."
Oh, thank God. We're good. Nix isn't here. It's fine.
I can see business is still doing good, and I can see your employees
Yes.
seem to be well fed this time. That's
Yes,
an improvement.
They are taken care of. We have full dental, full healthcare. We have not taken over the city. We've not gone mob boss. We have stopped extorting people. At whatever that word actually means.
Okay, so
By
you've just
Nix's definition, that was literally capitalism. I don't know what else she could describe. That was exactly what they meant.
all right. So you're just basically a normal capitalist now, which is good. I mean, you can't really expect much for a city like this.
I guess so. Either way, we're number one right now in our industry.
That's good for you. Just wanted to stop in and check. He mumbles under his breath. I really didn't want to spend any more time here than I had to. And he walks out. And then he goes to see Josh, Miranda, and George.
Okay, I do want to ask real quick. What's your passive perception?
Only 16. Not as high as the other
16.
people.
Okay, yeah. You do see, as you're kind of walking out, you see Kyle just like let a out and like very evidently just like been trying to like puff their chest up, like, yeah, they know what they're doing. Let it go. And you see another kobold just kind of like hunch down, like a tail drop as well. 2 kobolds in a trench coat standing, trying to make up a portion of the height that you have.
Understandable.
And yeah, you do end up finding Miranda, George, and Josh, and they are actively doing pretty well for themselves. They've moved on to their own mercenary guild at this point. They've started their own guild, and they're doing jobs for hire. Not, I'm gonna say it this way, they're not doing mob boss shit anymore. They're doing
Okay.
general protection and adventurer type mercenary stuff. No longer extort anybody who has money.
All right, that's good. He'll
You
probably
have-
treat them to
you
like
all
a
have,
night at the bar.
Nice. Y'all have done wonders for cleaning up these cities just on fear tactics alone.
Riker will do his best to walk by the church that was half blown up as fast as possible.
It works.
No,
It works.
I don't even remember half this shit y'all are talking about. I'm gonna be honest. I gotta go back and watch the backlogs.
This is
On the Chaos
interesting to
Brigade
hear about
YouTube
all of
channel.
this for the first
I'll
time.
upload it, just not thumbnails.
Yeah, this is
They
like
don't need
a,
thumbnails. Just post
this
them,
is
Chris.
also in order to
Yeah.
give Ben a semi recap of everything that happened
Listen.
before
Yeah.
they joined
That's
in.
while still
Listen.
skipping all the hell stuff.
Yeah, that also
Ignored all of
happened.
it.
That also happened near Silver Point, but
Yeah, it did.
Our
What's up
methods
next?
are different, but it works.
yep.
Our methods are different, but everybody lives-ish.
Yeah, for the most part. And
They're
then
not live-int.
he'll stay there for a few days catching up with everybody, and then he'll head to Athens.
All right, nothing really too crazy happened at what do you call it, on that couple days that you were there. Every time you were walking down the street, you did still see Kyle freak out for a half second, and then
At least, well, the good news is they're afraid of what might happen if they do wrong. So that fear is a very powerful incentive.
oh no.
It works.
And the funniest
It's like
thing is, it's not even the
capitalism.
government of this area. It's just like individual people that have a lot of power that are just scared of you all.
I mean, that's good. Get them on the right path. If that takes fear, that takes fear.
Period.
It's all good.
So,
Breaker cares
and
about
that's
these
Super
going
people.
up
Star
to-
Wars, you know. The whole well,
Uh-huh,
make
and-
them.
and who
like,
says
that? Sounds
that?
a lot like a dictatorship. If it works.
And before
hmm.
Riker fully leaves, he'll go check out the. He'll go say hi to. Okay, this is the one NPC that I forgot to write down, but I do remember the werewolf that lives at the graveyard. A werewolf dude.
Yeah. Now,
I
that
forget
one
his name.
happened
I
at
love him.
Raiden.
What is it?
Raiden?
Raiden.
Yeah, and that was at Etoperesnia.
Got it.
Yeah.
That was
so
at-
that would have
okay.
been.
I
Yeah,
thought
so
it
that
was
would
at
have been
Silver
back
Point.
whenever you were visiting Siegfried.
Gotcha.
But yeah. Like I said before, not a whole lot going on with him past, maintaining everyday life. Things are as things are. Not wolfing out too much, locking himself in his shack whenever full moon comes around or needs to.
Did he get the blood stains off the fence where next you shattered to blow the hands off those
No.
corpses?
No.
Some say the hands are still stuck to that to this day, but they're not because they were stolen.
You actively,
Listen, I
actively
knew
see that
my
that-
weaknesses. I knew my weaknesses and I knew my strengths. So I may do.
you
I mean, it
used
worked.
shatter on a body to get the hands.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Ben,
It
Ben,
did.
It
did work.
Ben, if this helps clear stuff up, that's the same session where I stole some guy's meat puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
From there, Riker, you do actually see that the fence is painted red-ish now. You still see that there's one section that is definitely darker red than the rest of it. But it's more of like a hue match. It's a hue match versus just splatter everywhere.
It's a graveyard. You know how people decorate according to a certain theme? This is just death theme. So it's blood red all over the walls.
It's constantly just to remind you of the mortality that is your tiny little lives. Everybody at a funeral. What?
Those poor people.
Yeah.
The
poor
elves
people
at the funeral.
that
What do you
had the
mean
body-
tiny? I got 80 more years.
Yeah, but
So
those are all he wanted to check on there. And then the last
I
person.
need to turn the memes off on this side and just go to general chat.
There's so many memes. I know.
Listen.
It's all
I
throwback
gotta
memes,
do
kind
something.
So the last place that you'd be able to visit would be Athens.
Yes, Athens. You'll just go see how they're. I feel like this one won't take as long. You're just gonna go see how they're doing and see if Anderson has been successful in reestablishing some form of police department that wasn't as asshole-ish.
Well, I got some good news and some bad news.
There's always bad news. It's all good. Give me the bad news first.
The bad news is you see that this place is a lot more security oriented and more high tech now.
Okay.
You see that there's a lot more going on in terms of just like guards walking around in groups of 3.
Okay,
due
so
to last time individual guards getting picked off one by one.
higher security. Okay, that
Higher
is
security.
kind of bad
You do
news.
see that
but-
there is more techno stuff happening. There's been some large advancements in technology here from everywhere else. Oddly
That's
enough.
some good news. That's some good news.
Yeah, really
They're
good.
they're more open. That's nice.
You see re-elect Mayor Wheatley signs everywhere.
Not the fucking rope, not the Portal 2 reference.
Oh.
I might have to
security
go.
droid-
I might have to go pay them a visit.
The security
That's
droid
so
is
good.
currently in charge. And the security droid, you just hear like over loudspeakers as you pass by these signs. Remember, Wheatley for mayor. Things stay safe when Wheatley's in charge.
Guys, I think we
Fuck.
might need to go back to Athens and blow
Yeah,
it
you
up
know
again.
what? I think
Oh
I left
my
my purse
God.
there.
I think
We have
You know
to
what?
go back.
Riker
Guys,
has an into the
listen.
mayor's office. He has Anderson.
I missed
Go
a
talk to
very
Mayor
important
Wheatley.
part of Chaos Brigade. I need to see it. I need to see it for myself. Take me back there.
This was the first 2 sessions.
The first singular
Yeah,
session.
first 2. Well, it took 2 sessions to get everything done.
It
That's
took
fair.
2 sessions.
So
I remember
he'll
it like it was yesterday.
he'll share a drink with Anderson just to see how things are going. If Anderson is still there, I'm not sure. If he-
Anderson is still there. As you actively make your way across town and you start, just kind of asking around / trying to find some information, you do find that Anderson is still in town and is actively a part of a very prominent local mercenaries guild. As you find that mercenaries guild, chat with Anderson, and y'all have your drink. You get to go out to the local bar and everything. Have a good time. Is there anything in particular y'all be discussing, or just catch up?
I just ask him if anything's changed for the better when it comes to how the police treat the people, I guess.
Well, the town overall is safer. There is less crime. There's less illicit drug activity. There is less police brutality. There's less overall. The city is better, yes. On the other hand, Anderson starts going into more and more detail as to like what's actively happening, and it's not anything horrible in terms of like, oh, the police are absolutely horrible again. No, it's just extreme bureaucracy across the board everywhere. Mayor Wheatley has taken it to his own hands to clean up the city through intense security measures.
I suppose that is better
Good
than it
old
was,
Chaos
though.
Brigade.
That is definitely better than it was. But like, what
It
do we
is.
expect when we just walk in, blow up a police station, and think that's gonna fix everything?
The
I mean-
security droid then used that. He explains that the security droid Wheatley had used that inciting incident as his running chapter, as the running program. That the city can't sustain itself, or that the city was failing because of its reliance on the police commissioner, which was working with the mercenary guilds outside of their jurisdiction. And how Wheatley knows what to do because Wheatley was the security droid that was being used by them. So I know what went wrong. I can fix it.
In our defense, our job wasn't to save that city. Our job was to go get Wheatley. We just accidentally started a riot, tried to get Wheatley, and then left without seeing what happened. So if we went in there with the goal to save that city, maybe we could fix it.
That is
Can
very
you hear
true.
The people sing.
But after that day, Riker will stay a night and then go visit Professor Wheatley and basically say, you need to do better, or the Chaos Brigade's gonna roll up in their Hell Rider and we're gonna make things better.
Let me ask you, Riker. First off, how'd you get in without an appointment?
Riker just looked around, just like, the door was open.
Good point. Second point. Why would you say I need to do better? I have already done great. I am following my security protocols almost to the T. The only difference here is I can't control you all flesh havers to listen to the rule.
Are we
Riker,
about to- are we about to get a Cyberman arc?
The system
Cyberman.
yo.
depends. Are y'all following up the lead?
Oh shit.
Riker just kind of listens and just like, okay, I mean, like, you could still, like, think about the citizens rather than security, like, curfews and shit? Really?
Curfews unless you have a valid reason and a permit. It's completely reasonable.
It's a dictatorship.
It's only a dictatorship if they can't vote for anybody other than me. My problem is nobody else is wanting to run. That's not on me.
Riker hears nobody else is trying to run.
Floof for
And then it's
mayor.
And it's just like,
That
And
would
just
just
like-
literally be the dissolution of a government entirely.
and then Riker kind of sits up and says, it looks like you need somebody to run against you.
Flew for mayor.
I might know of a few people. But all I'm saying is, I can either threaten you with taking down this form of government and seeing your robotic head on a spike, or I can ask you to do better. And if you do better, then none of that bad shit happens.
So you have other people that want to run. Have them fill out Form T95. I need them to fill this in before next month. If they fill that form in, then we can get them on the running ballot and we can have them in for the next debate.
Fair enough. Riker says, do you have one of those forms on hand?
Multiple, actually. And he pulls out a stack and slaps it in front of you.
Riker's just, well, thanks. Guess I'll see you in less than a month. If
Fantastic.
everybody decides that they actually want to come back. Riker takes the forms and leaves. At least it's safe. Like, it's still dictatorship, but everybody's fed, everybody's working, everybody's safe. That's still better than it was.
You know, it's one of
there are
those things. It's one of those things of like the
improvements.
bar is so low.
There
The
are
bar is so much
improvements.
lower than I ever imagined. That's it?
There are
I swear to God,
improvements.
if y'all do that arc, I get to pull in a full like cyberpunk book for all this. Like,
Riker has an idea on who would actually be a pretty good candidate.
Me.
Floof, I also have an idea, but I want to do it in
Terrifying.
character.
There would be somebody. It would be somebody who was looking to be redeemed and also very good with politics, and may or not be Riker's sister, Skylar. She would be a great candidate, and she learned her lesson. This would be a great way for her to make up for her past misdeeds.
actually wouldn't be a bad idea.
That'll be Riker's say when everything goes down. But he's taking those back, and then it's probably about a week later before he meets at the tavern.
Yeah.
That's pretty much. Sorry that took so long, guys.
Oh, you're good. And then Ben, last but surely not least, you've been told of, I bet by this point you've been told of Etopresnia and kind of where everybody is going to be going. You have like the general idea of where that town is. And, after talking with like your family and everybody else around the village, yeah, you have a pretty solid direction like where you're going in like the area where you'd have to be meeting at. So you're pretty confident in that, especially since like your family specifically has like ventured out into these varying different, town states and all that.
Mhm.
So you have a pretty good idea like where you're supposed to be meeting everybody at.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I will say for your finding information amongst the Feywild, about the Feywild and all that, can I actively have you do a history check?
Oh, okay. I am not shitting you. That's an actual 20.
Okay. With that,
With the
so-
dice you made me. Let's go.
Ayo! Okay, how do your dice do that, but mine don't? That's some bullshit.
Again, you have to buy $100 and something dice for them to be good. The more expensive, the
Ryan.
nicer they are to you.
Ryan,
These
the
were
problem is,
a
out of
gift.
everything I made,
That's a
it was
lie.
that much.
This
From there,
was-
you do actively know that everybody should have a chunk if I remember right. From that, you actively do remember that in just in general from your traveling and from your knowledge of the areas, Silver Point has a pretty decent library system that you had been to prior, just in general existing and being around. And shortly before the party was actually there, you remember being there at that library for a completely unrelated, query that you were trying to find information.
Mhm.
So yeah, at some point you do end up remembering that about Silver Point and how intense and how vast their actual knowledge bank is there.
Mhm.
So would that be a place that you would be heading to?
Yeah, no, definitely, 100%.
Okay.
Definitely be heading in that direction, especially if I know my friends are gonna be there.
Yeah.
Be good
So,
to
yeah.
see them again.
From there, yeah, you do. You're able to make your way to Silver Point, and in that time period, I'd say about shortly after Riker had been there, depending on like how much time you had spent with your family.
Okay.
But this would be shortly
Cool.
after Riker had been there. And
Oh,
yeah,
this
you make your way into the. Do what?
I was like, wow, this is a humongous store facility. I've never seen something so big run by kobolds before. I wonder what they're doing. I wonder what happened to make them such astute business people.
Existing.
Full coverage
Yeah, and that's why you take
insurance?
this really cool thing called shiny rocks, and you try to get other people to give you shiny stuff for these shiny rocks, and
You just see
kobolds.
you see the logo and it's 3 kobolds. It's like, huh, that 4th one on there kind of looks familiar.
Looks
Is that
like-
Floof in the kobold suit?
Why does that? It's crazy. That 4th one looks a lot more like a Kenku. It could be.
funny enough,
No,
that's
no,
actually
it could.
where,
No, it couldn't be.
if anybody would remember, that's actually whenever Ava had joined the party was during the mob boss kobold extortion.
Oh, that's
Yep.
right. I
Yep.
forgot about that.
Long
Yep.
time.
So Ava actually got to meet the kobolds and got to actively deal with all that.
I even got
and
to watch
Nyx's
Riker
intimidation.
run up a building and pull a guy out a window and come back down. And be like,
That
"Got
is
him."
also true.
Oh, Chris, real quick. I don't know if it's
Yes.
happening for everybody, but you sound a little bit robot-y. I think your
That
like,
is. You
mic input.
sound fine
For me, Chris just keeps getting quieter every like 2 seconds.
That might just
That's a
be for
little
me.
bit for me.
Well,
too.
sounds fine to me.
It just sounds a
testing,
little.
1, 2,
Like
3.
me too.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
I'll just turn you up.
Doesn't sound slightly fuzzy for everybody.
Yes.
Nope.
At least for me.
No, sounds fine.
My voice shall be fixed.
Wow.
I like it. It's like 16-bit Chris.
Exactly.
32 bit.
I heard it there.
64 bits.
It's whenever you go that we really hear
Chris
it. Like
Chris
the
entering
sound.
Smash be like.
A new challenger approaches.
Crystal.
You guys heard of Margot's Pizza?
Hey, it's Marcus Pizza. We got deals so good to not get dead. We're gonna get for you.
I've been loving those intro memes. It's been so good. Joe
So
Biden.
at that time,
where the fuck am I?
Ava, you make your way into the what do you call it? Into Silver Point. Overall, you just head straight to the library, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. While you're
True.
there,
Yeah, I didn't know.
okay. So go ahead and roll history check again, but this advantage this time because you've already been here and you know what you're looking for thanks
Okay.
to your
with
previous
advantage. Okay. Glad it's advantage because that first one was a 9.
A.
Second one's a 19. Okay.
Very nice. Yeah, this library is very expansive in terms of like what they actually offer in terms of information and different book catalogs. The information you're looking for specifically was about the Feywild and planar travel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So from there, I will say from the information you find about the Feywild, you find a lot of book information about the Feywild. Everything from what do you call it? Typography of the Feywild, creatures of the locations, the government systems. The Feywild's a pretty well-traveled place, thanks to their foreign exchange programs.
Okay. Cool.
So with that, there's a lot of information available about the Feywild itself in general. As for planar travel, you do know that it's very possible for planar travel, but it takes higher level magic. It takes a lot more of it takes a lot of magic that comes from levels higher than you, especially for like mass transport to these locations. For the most part, Fey portals are kind of hit and miss, kind of random come and go things that you'll find in the woods, whereas some of them are more intentionally made and maintained by mage guilds and the like.
Right.
Which would actually be like where Nyx, you would know like how to get in and out of the Feywild from those due to your colleges and your school having that kind of like program and working together with
I
various
imagine
guilds
they would
for that.
have one in like the college itself, you know.
Yeah, that'd be one of those things like it'd be in the college. It wouldn't be one of those things of like you can just go back and forth whenever you want, but very specific times it'd be like, oh yeah, admissions day, there'd be like open transport back and forth around, you know, vacation time or holidays, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Depending on the person, you could probably get it open / have it an exception made, but it would just depend on reasoning and what's going on, you know. So from there, the information that you get, Ava, is that it is very well possible. It's just very costly and or very rare to find somebody with that high enough level of magic. I will say, you knowing your family history and having been discussed with them, it's less a matter that your family can't go back to the Feywild, more so that since your mother and her guard were banished from the Feywild, and you kind of like being wrapped up in that, it's a your family and your village is less so welcome than it is being prevented.
Okay. In that research, then, would I get sort of names of, I guess, very weird to say this, my family tree, I guess, of the summer court? Because apparently they're all my family now.
Yes. You do get names. Okay, give me 1 second.
You don't have to give me them right now. I'm just I'm asking if I would get them. But yeah.
You do get some names from that. You get everything kind of from your. You find it very interesting because you do obviously get like the summer court and the winter court. You see like the main court members of them, and then they're like next in line sorts in case anything happens, and kind of like their children. You don't get like full family trees of them, but you do kind of get like the idea of like where everybody kind of falls. And in one of the lower branches of the family tree, you do get your father's name, which
Okay.
you'd already known as Delay. And you get that kind of like his brothers as well, his brothers and sisters and other siblings alongside there too.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you do know that there is family there that you have connection to on a technical level. It's just a matter of what you can do with that information moving up, you know?
Yeah. Is there is might be a stretch, but is there any information with specifically around the banishment? Um would
There's
I be able to
nothing. I will say there is nothing regarding the banishment of your family.
No, I mean is
Or
okay, so in a general term of obviously
Okay.
if I'm doing Feywild research and how people end up getting banished from the Feywild and
Yeah.
stuff like that, would I find any information about how they can potentially redeem themselves?
I will say the information that you find from that, it's you find a lot of
It's a
information
stretch.
about people being banished from the Feywild.
Mm-hmm.
You do find information regarding that. But the information that you find isn't so helpful in the way because it's very dependent on the court itself. It depends on who was banished, depends on who did the banishing, and it depends
Mhm.
on why they were banished. If it was a what do you call it? If it was, for example, like sliding the summer court itself, whether it be disrespecting slash committing some sort of like not necessarily crime, but trying to think of I'm having to think of Fey, like actual Fey rules and stuff.
Yeah,
For example,
no,
like
yeah.
purposely dropping like a bag of rice in court or something like that one would get you expelled from the court, stuff like that.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
And it's all on discretion of the court itself to let you come back in or like being able to be brought back into the fold.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So very dependent on the situation and what happened, and if there is even a way that you can redeem yourself is entirely based on somebody else's discretion. It's not necessarily like a contract that somebody
Okay,
needs to be fulfilled.
cool.
It is
Great.
a personal matter that needs to be sorted, sort of kind of thing.
Bet. Good to know. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
And I will say you also from that you do not see anything lower than your father's family tree side, basically.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought so. Okay. Cool. Great. Perfect. Wonderful. Amazing. Beautiful.
Is there anything else that you'd be looking for in this area?
That's kind of it, really. Or even if I can, she would get curious because I imagine that, so she would have, in the couple months that she'd had, she would have definitely taken some time to kind of ask her mother a little bit more about her father. But obviously, knowing that it's a little bit of a touchy subject, would have avoided certain things that she wanted to know. But just wanting to know who this person she never met was,
Yeah.
And obviously doesn't ask her about fully what happened. Obviously, she knows what she knows already about that, and it's I'm not gonna ask for the details, but that's okay. However, she would like to kind of have a look at what information is publicly available about him. Kind of almost look for the not quite the biography, but the kind of just general consensus across different books as to what
I
people
will
thought
say
of them,
just
that
for the kind of
information
the level that your father's court father's place in the court was, it's
very little, I imagine.
Very footnote based. It's the child of this person. You and your father and their as siblings were not very prominent enough to even worry about any of that. Not anywhere close to line to jump into it. It's very much a technicality based thing. Not technicality, but very much a you were part of the family, but very down the line.
Yeah.
Where is it possible that your dad
not
could have
important enough for people to
the...
pay attention to?
Exactly. And there was nothing of
Damn.
note that had happened because of it. So
that's kind of sad. Not even anything about his death.
Not that you see. There seems to be nothing in terms
Wow.
of like any deaths from the summer or winter courts.
Okay. All right. Okay.
There's no
Cool.
information regarding any of that.
Okay.
And that's actually
Cool.
something you do notice is there's no information regarding any deaths for the summer or winter court.
Interesting. None at all?
Ooh.
None.
Even with like passing of leaderships, or has it always been the same?
It's, as far as you can see, always been the same.
Interesting.
You already know that Fae have a really weird time with aging and time to begin
Mhm.
with, but not a single person passing one way or another, not another single person leaving or abstaining from the throne and the like higher circles. It's
Mhm.
kind of interesting. It sticks out to you.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, but unless there's anything else,
Yeah.
that you'd wanna look for?
I think for now, that's me. I think I've got a lot of the stuff I was looking for. Information about travel, also knowing specifically kind of more details on the like how the logistics of going back are gonna be. It's less of a physically making it back, it's more of a convincing people to let you go back kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then also
Because like there's nothing
just
saying that there's nothing saying that you yourself can't go into the Feywild. It's
Yeah.
a will you be accepted / will you have issues with with the ruling class in the Feywild.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Yeah, that would definitely conclude her research for now.
Mhm.
Kind of just.
Tea.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, as you kind of finish up your research and you start heading out, is there anything you'd be doing in Silver Point before you left? Just want to double check on that, give you any option.
I don't think so. More kind of just if like she would definitely be taking down a lot of her own notes and kind of that sort of thing, and just for her
Mhm.
own personal kind of record of things.
Yeah.
Just literally like anyone that might like see what she's writing, she would definitely have she'd have different notes, about like, plan out travel and stuff like that, and then kind
Yeah.
of hidden under a few papers she'd have a specific note just labeled dad, and
Yeah.
then just the little bits of information, just the crumbs that she knows about him, just whatever she can find, she'll kind of just make small notes of, trying to paint a picture, a very vague picture of this father she never got to know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So with that, you kind of make your way out of the city into Eto Presnia with everybody else. So kind of how the order of everybody showing up has been Nyx first, having that little bit of like time, or like Riker going first, leaving, gonna be coming back. Siegfried being ready for Nyx, and Floof coming in, not necessarily ready, mentally preparing for what's coming. Nyx and Floof showing up. At that point, I would say, Ava, you'd probably make it there next.
Okay.
And as you kind of like walked into this small village of sorts, it's very small, very quaint, not a whole lot actively happening in this town. One of the biggest things that you do notice is that there's like, as you're walking in, there's a cemetery on the outskirts of town with a bright red fence around one side and like just regular walls around the rest of it. And a single man out there kind of like just cleaning things up, making everything presentable. Guards, as you kind of like walk in, they're not necessarily guards, they're more like volunteers for the guards units.
Okay.
And they're kind of like just standing around, keeping watch on things. Nothing too crazy, just, making sure there's no wild creatures coming into the building itself, or to the city, village itself. And then you see the Hell Rider. You see the Hell Rider just like parked alongside this building. And the Hell Rider comes up about halfway up this building, like to the size of it. It's a 2-story tavern, and it's just right there.
So just kind of speed walk over when she sees it. There's almost just like in disbelief, and just kind of run a hand over the side of it and be like, just confused and lost for a moment, but then she gets this kind of this kind of excited, like, feeling, and will just kind of just rush over and just go in and try and find her
Okay.
friends.
As you kind of like put your hand on the Hell Rider, you have like a bony hand swat away.
Ah.
And you see Bones is right there, waxing the side of the Hell Rider.
Bones.
Do you have the maid outfit?
Bones is in the maid outfit with the referee outfit on over it. Or, like with the ref
You're
shirt on over it. But
Wonderful.
the ref shirt is undone.
She'll just, she's like, you.
And Bones is just sitting
look
there like
wonderful.
waxing. And just like waxes right where you touched.
Sorry. You doing hugs? It's been a while. Hugs?
Takes the wax, very gently puts it on the inside of it, closes a case, and puts it like underneath the seat. And then
Give him a big old hug. And I'll just like, as I'm just like hugging him, I'll just like bring a hand up, and we'll just kind of touch the top of his head, and a little flower crown will start to grow around his head.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, Druid craft a little flower crown for him.
Bones does a little curtsy at that and just like,
Is everyone else here? Some of them. Okay, right, cool. I'm gonna go find them. We'll just
and like
giddily,
Bones just like points to the door.
She'll just run over.
I'm
and
realizing
just
I need
bust
to
in.
pick up sign language again just for Bones.
I was gonna say,
Maybe, yeah.
That will be my homework for this. Is Bones only speaks in sign language, because they don't have vocal cords.
There is not an official sign language in D&D, and I feel
There
like they should
isn't.
add it
Yeah,
because
they
I
should.
think that would be cool.
But yeah, you walk
Absolutely.
through the door and you see that there's like half of this tavern. It's a very basic tavern as far as things go. There's the bar on the far side with what do you call it, swinging doors into a kitchen, which sounds like it's very busy back there. But there's nobody else in this tavern except for a gnome who is pulling maps off the wall. The closer to Floof the map is, the more careful they're pulling them off. And you see Floof just like sitting at one of the chairs alongside Nyx.
Ava
You see
just
a tall elvish woman standing behind the counter, kind of what do you call it? Maintaining the bar in general.
Floof definitely has a stick of a sucker sticking, like a lollipop sticking out of his mouth. And he's acting like he's smoking it with the sunglasses still on, just like relaxing.
And Nyx with her bright blue hair now.
Ava just has the biggest smile on her face and will just run over to the two of you and just be like, Floof, Nyx, so good to see you. And we'll just give them both big hugs.
Goodness!
Be like, Floof,
She hugs so tight.
you're wearing glasses now? They're not quite over your eyes. And Nyx, your hair is blue now. It looks so good. I love it. It's so
Thank
pretty.
you. It's what? Ah, I was like, yes, it is. My friends made it to look blue, and it's I love it so much.
It looks so good. It really suits
Thank
you.
you.
I love it so much. Oh, so good to see you both. It's been so long.
So great. I know. 2 months feels a lot longer when you're by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
2 months
Yeah,
can
it-
make a lot of
does.
money.
I will say that Ava does look like she's aged a few years just in the 2 months since you've seen her. Like, not in like a bad way, but almost like in like a maturity kind of way,
Ah,
you know?
damn it! She's gonna start siding with Riker on things.
Hey, listen, it was 2 months. You can undo that pretty quickly. We'll see.
So, is Riker here yet? No.
Riker, at this point, Riker is whenever you decide you are going to show up, because everybody else has kind of shown up with their like shorter journeys, and you had a little bit longer time. You would be like kind of on the way because you know it's like heading to that time period.
Hmm.
Worried about Riker. He hasn't shown up yet.
He's dead.
Don't say that, Floof.
That's so rude.
I'm next in line for the throne.
Just the in unison. Don't say that.
At that moment, as soon as you say that, Floof, I'm next in line for the throne. Riker, you walk in hearing that.
Riker just kind of opens the door and he just goes, "Over my dead body, you are." He says as he walks in.
Sorry, I just peeked the mic.
Just running over for a big hug.
Riker's got like one hand over his pack and just like gives everybody a hug. So sorry I'm late. I had to drop by the post office.
We thought you were dead.
I've been here literally 5 minutes, and Floof was the only one who said it, so I didn't think you were dead. For the record.
Riker just raises an eyebrow. Really think I would be the one to have died?
No. Really, no. So that's... yeah.
If you all make it here okay, I'm definitely gonna make it here okay. He says,
Listen.
Floof immediately starts like massaging Riker's shoulders. And is like, "Tell me, buddy. Let me see. You want to get in the game? See, you got the muscle for it. You can be a champ. I'm telling you, a champ. You want in? See, I got you in. Your brother's the champ right now, but I'll stab him in the back. You can be the champ next, bro. Let me tell you right now. You got it in. See."
Riker kind of goes, "Oh yes, I know about your fight club. Lynn told me pretty much everything."
Oh,
I will
Been
say,
keeping in
Floof,
touch.
as you're talking and like as you're like getting hyped up for like what you can describe as a fight club, Marie walks over to you and puts another sucker in your mouth.
Floof kind of.
Thanks, Marie.
Floof kind of. Which?
Very
Oh,
well.
it's the elf, right?
Yes.
It's the elf. It's
Floof-
Roy's wife.
Floof kind of to the side goes, you could be a manager too. See, points at her. I got you the ring announcer too if you want. See.
Floof.
She kind of like just looks at you, and I wouldn't exactly say managing is my ideal for this. Now, bet making. I get behind that. And she walks back around the counter.
Floof chucks her a card as she walks away.
Floof, do you start a fight club everywhere you go? Like in every city?
Let's see. Overthrew police. Murdered a werewolf. Almost joined a kobold cult. Hit Riker with a leaf. Went to hell. Made a deal in hell. Went and killed a rat guy in the Feywild. No. Went back to check on the kobolds and overthrew another government. Went to Riker's family and killed his great-great-great-grandma.
I remember
Went
that
to the
part on it.
Feywild. Went to your house, started a fight club. Not just once.
Riker nods and is like, "Yeah, this is
The second one.
this is the first like official one."
Uh-huh. But there
Don't
are just
worry.
unofficial fight clubs everywhere.
I
Or
have
is this
Lynn
the
and
whole
Taylor
you don't
making
talk
sure
about
it
fight
doesn't
club
go.
thing?
I have Lynn and Taylor making sure it doesn't go too far. They may be meatheads, but they
Okay.
know how to organize a fight club.
Okay, I trust that a little bit more. God, it's so good to see you guys.
Cut. See?
It's so great to see. I want to hear everything that you guys have been doing this entire 2 months.
Floof pulls out a book and just sets it on the table.
What?
You've been reading?
What?
I wrote a book.
Oh, it's the book! The book that Flip scanned it!
He flips it open, and inside is as well organized as he could possibly make it. However many page book of every single piece of paper Floof read in the dream.
Just like,
Well,
Floof, I love you.
And then Floof flips to the back, and there's a source, like he cited his sources, and then an about the author section, and it's just about with a little drawing of him.
Amazing.
You just drafted the entire research paper of planar travel.
Yes.
Floof, could I actually have you do me a D20 performance on that?
My favorite part is that Floof doesn't understand any of it.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
Floof can't read. What is the performance for?
It is for having written how much you are writing down, how much had been written down, and how well it is cohesive, basically.
Because I have photographic memory, so I can copy everything I read perfectly.
Yes.
Yep.
So is it just what order I put it in the book?
That and also like how much of it was like actively remembered. Like it's not a matter of like how much you can remember, it's a matter of like how much is actively being like interpretable.
I mean, I just
Yeah.
copy the symbols. I don't have to understand it. I just copy down every
Yeah.
single symbol. So if it was in a different
Fair
language,
point.
It's
Roll
literally
for
a scan
how good
machine.
your roll for how good your handwriting is.
even
Roll
then I
for
can copy it
Scantron.
perfectly.
Roll for how much
Yeah,
you
actually,
wrote
at that
down in
point,
the
just give me a
past
flat,
month.
give me a flat d20. I want to see how this goes for a second, because you've copied the book. It's a matter of what is copied and what is read and what is.
Okay, because I read just about
How much
everything
sweat from the Fight Club has gotten into the book
Oh,
and ruined all of the words and stuff?
no, that's nasty.
my dice is
Sweat's
lagging,
part
so
of
it might give it a second.
Being a human being.
I still have do I get the inspiration I was given last session that I never used? Does that carry over as my dice slowly lags? I might not need it if it stops there. Nope, still slowly. Oh, it did stop there. Natural 20.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
Hey,
Okay,
yo.
so okay, here's how that goes. So you do throw the book on. You basically throw the book on there, and it's a one-for-one copy of what you had seen in the Feywild, not the Feywild, in the dream. And the book itself is very interesting because in the midst of like everybody, what have you done for this past 2 months? Everyone's like going off like showing their projects, what they've done, what they've fixed, what they've figured out, and you're just like, I figured out the plot.
I figured out the plot. I love that.
Yeah, so a lot of what you do actually end up reading is slash writing down is a lot of Acheron's Erakon's not necessarily his plan, but his thought process behind things. It was very much like his journal, and it was his journal that he was using to theorize and like plan out.
Dear diary.
Basically, dear diary, I killed a balloon.
Today
I would like to
I
also
saw
say-
you.
I
this isn't-
turned a lowly imp into a balloon.
This isn't just
into a screaming.
This isn't just a copy of the diary of Flufred, but also the like hundreds of papers he was just picking up off the floor.
Oh my god.
Picking up. Whoosh. So whatever was in that office I got my hands on is in this book.
So it's-
Oh my god.
Oh, so this is how. Why is there how to cook spinach?
There's just a how to get out of a deal by Frank the Demon just in this random section.
That's
I want
okay,
a
so
divorce
given the
just
fact that how
randomly in the
much-
middle of the page.
Holy shit.
Amazing.
Colleen asked for a divorce today. He was very angry.
Oh.
And Riker, in the About the Author section, you can also see the editing credits go to your brother. The smart one.
Oh, so Rin, the youngest one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, but yeah, from that you do actively get, and during the time that you were actually at the Emerald Lakes, you had plenty of time to actively write the stuff down, try to get it figured out, parse it through. And what you're reading in this book is very detailed ideas slash plans for what Ericon wants to actively do with this like plan. It's not a simple hell on earth thing. It's more a hell going to earth, like him going to earth is the next step. You see that he is bound to the first circle and he can't leave without basically being pulled or forced through. He has to be basically forcibly destroying the barriers blocking him from being able to leave.
Did we fix that?
You stopped the barrier from being broken, yes.
We're so good, y'all.
High fives.
You amazingly are. You amazingly are. That was actively one of the big fights that, depending on how it went, would go good ending, neutral ending.
Every time that
Love it.
we get a win, Chris is like, I have to make it worse.
I do.
One of these is just gonna be like, so the
Wait.
sun is blowing up. See what you can do
I
from
cast
Earth.
light to
Wait a
stop
minute.
it.
Next one is my backstory. Why you make it worse? I don't like this game.
The sun has exploded.
anyways, Nyx, how attached to your family are you?
Very.
I know. I have your backstory. It's fine.
Hey, Chris made me kill a member of my family.
That is true.
Yeah, but she was already dead.
you
That
already know
doesn't
she was
count.
dead. That doesn't count.
Jeez.
I made me almost kill another closer member of my family.
That is also true.
But it
But yeah,
didn't.
you definitely see that the overall plan is that he is trying to break through to head to the Prime Plane, go to the Feywild or the Shadowfell. He references having allies both on the Shadowfell and in the Feywild, trying to facilitate
What
plans.
the fuck?
And how he is actively trying to ultimately make his way to what is known as the Nyx, which we've gone over that prior being like the supposed realm of the gods. Or
Did
plane
we
of the
ever
gods.
know why he's wanting to travel?
Overall, the only thing that you've been able to parse out yourself, this book doesn't have his motivation as to like, this is exactly why I'm trying to do this plan.
Yeah, his evil monologue.
Exactly. It's not like an
He hasn't
evil
written it
monologue
down.
thing. You're parsing this as like you're reading through like the test to break through the barrier was a failure this time. And then there'll be references to like somebody from the Feywild trying to work into energy siphons or such like that, or like the Shadowfell trying to find new corridors between planes, that sort of stuff.
While
There's a lot of information, basically.
While everyone's reading this, Floof is just over their shoulders, going, and there's where I drew a little doggy, and there's where I drew a little birdie, and there's where I drew a demon.
That's so wonderful, Floof. I'd love to read it at some point. If
I can't, so here you go.
But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, I
every
forgot
like,
you're
page,
illiterate.
Yeah,
Oh.
every page has like the margins filled with doodles or like tic-tac-toes against somebody.
But
Just
the thing is, Floof can only mimic, so it would have to be tic-tac-toes that have already been predetermined.
I just love that this is just like a very well written like fucking novel, and it's just and then it's like, who wrote it? I'm illiterate. Oh, huh?
You're like, can
All
Floof do
plagiarism.
this?
All plagiarism.
Literally.
Bruh.
So yeah, with that, there's a lot of information that you have being parsed there. I just love the memes. I love the memes.
Close the memes tab.
I have to. I'm sorry.
They have to have the memes.
I have to.
We've
yes.
got to get the memes.
From there, you do
Beans, beans, potatoes, tomatoes.
The memes, Jesse.
roll
The
some
memes.
check.
We've got to cook the memes.
Yeah. At that point, Marie kind of like walks up and. Okay, so I know you three, and your beds are still made upstairs. They're a little dusty. That's not a problem. She points to you. I'm not sure I know you.
She's a cat.
Hi.
Oh.
Pleasure to meet you. My
So
name
this
is
is our new
Marie.
friend.
It's lovely to meet you. I'm Ava. I wasn't with these guys when they last passed through here.
No, you were not.
But we've been traveling for a little while. We've had some adventures
He's
of
with
our
us.
own. So yeah, we're a little team.
Awesome. Well, if that's the case, will you be staying here with them when they're here, or?
If that's all right.
Record
Yeah, of
nods.
course. Oh
Wonderful,
my
wonderful.
goodness, we can have a girls' room and you can have a boys' room.
And a bones room.
That is
And a
something
what?
we can entirely make sure.
A
Bones room.
A what?
Oh,
A skeleton room.
This lady hasn't met Bones yet either. We need 2 beds.
Bones doesn't
She
sleep.
like walks. She like
That's
walks
right, it is
over
sleep.
like into the kitchen without saying a word, and in a second you just hear a. Really? Another one?
Don't worry about it. Bones can stay in our room.
As you,
There you go.
as she walks back over to you, another bed will be taken care of. Not a problem. I'm not exactly sure if we have enough for a bones room as well, but
It's
we can get
okay.
another bed taken care of.
We'll work something out.
Sounds good.
And at that point, you see Roy walking from the back with just like planks of log, like just being dragged upstairs.
You need help with that, Roy?
I am not gonna deny that help, Riker.
Riker puts
And
down
Marie just like
his-
looks over and, love you, sweetie. Thank you.
Riker puts down his pack, and at the very top of the pack are the forms from Athens. When he just like places it down and goes over to help with the planks.
You're easily able to help Roy up the stairs to the upstairs common area for you and the rest of the Chaos Brigade. Yeah, as you kind of walk upstairs and into the door, you do see that it's still really dusty. There are a couple new things up here from the last time you were here. There is a
Ooh.
box, like a crate, along with
Presents.
some just various letters on the round table in front of you, like in the center of the room. And you do see that the walls, not necessarily lined with maps, but there's like boxes with maps in them, stacked alongside one of the far
fan
walls.
mail?
You guys have
Fan mail,
you
rice
guys
and
have
mail, who
fans?
knows?
I feel like we don't have a
They're
lot
literally
of
so. No, but look at the letters. It's for us.
Oh,
I can't
But
read.
yeah, Roy does actually affirm that. Yeah, those actually came in for you, since this is kind of like listed as like your residence or like your guild hall. That's some stuff that's come in
Ooh.
for you sent over the past few months.
I just in my mind I just had just a moment of Floof picking up a letter and just doing the fucking song from Blue's Clues. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder
I
who it's
can't
from.
read.
I can't read.
Yeah, literally.
Coming soon to my TikTok,
amazing.
the Floof puppet will sing. that song.
Breaking Blue's Clues, discriminatory against illiterate people. God damn it,
Well, no,
Blue's
because the
Clues.
no, 'cause the letters,
The letters were
were
video
videos.
letters.
If
Oh,
you,
wait,
if you
yeah,
couldn't-
yeah.
If you couldn't read, you could listen. If you couldn't hear, you could read their lips. It worked well.
Exactly. Well,
Damn.
so from there, Roy. Yeah, that stuff came in for you while you were gone. Nothing too crazy from the looks of it. There's that box there, came from the Emerald Lakes. Then there's the letters. They came in from varying other locations. One was a college. The other was, well, I can't exactly read the front of the other one. It's literally written not legible for me. I don't understand that language. And then there's another
Really?
one that I just also didn't read.
Sounds good.
Oh.
I'm gonna get to building this bed now. If you need anything, ask Siegfried.
Can I go through the letters
Sounds
and
good.
like separate? This is for you, Riker. This is for you, Ava.
Riker will bring
I
down
got
the
a
mail
letter?
with him. Riker will
Yeah,
bring
so
the mail
I
with
just-
him downstairs
Yes.
to give to everybody.
Yeah. As
Yay!
you kind of go downstairs, you what do you call it? As you go downstairs with everything, everybody sees you like walking downstairs with this box, and the box is a pretty large size overall for like y'all's for you. It's about the same height as Siegfried is.
How did he get that up there?
Very carefully. We all know it was
Money!
Maria that carried it up there.
Get the pack mule!
Probably.
Get the
We all know
dog.
that it was actively Maria that actually carried it up there.
Get the forklift! I hope your
Love to see
forklift's
it.
certified.
Siegfried, I'm not.
That's why I
Really
married
love to see
you.
it.
Just pull out the forklift certification and the pants fall down.
Yep.
I want to read the letters. I'm so curious. I love
Yeah,
letters.
But first, we
What?
gotta take a break. Sorry, Luke. No, I'm kidding. Keep going. I tried to do a bit, but I couldn't unmute myself on stream in time, so it was just awkward.
You're so funny,
Yeah,
Jay.
keep going. It's fine. Move past it.
Yeah, I will say we're actually nearing the end because tonight there's nothing that we can do tonight that is not going to be like super wild in terms of like story progression. So
The filler
actually,
episode-
after these, it's not a filler episode. It's to get everybody got up to speed and get everybody figure out what you're doing for downtime. And I was going to give y'all options to find stuff.
First, I want to read the letters.
Yes, first order reading the letters. There are 3 letters in particular. One of them written in a language that, unless any of you know Draconic, you can't read. Like, you can't read, like, the title.
Damn it.
I know 2 letters, 2 languages.
You see
I
that
know
one of them is written in
language.
Common, and the other is written in Sylvan.
The silver one I can read.
The Sylvan one came from, actually, Linux from your college. And it was specifically from, I think it was Ella? Was Ella your roommate?
Yes.
It was Ella. Ella had
Oh my gosh.
written you.
Pen pal.
I read it like kicking my feetsies up, you know, happily.
The one that's written in Draconic, you see it's a mix, as you like examine it more and more, it's a mix between Draconic and Common, and you can see it's from Kobolds. It's from 3 Kobolds Inc. now.
Aw, not 3.5.
Ooh.
They took away the half.
Ooh.
I got
They're
demoted.
just only. They're just.
They're so
Down.
fancy.
Riker goes over to Roy and Siegfried and asks them if they know Common or Draconic or know anybody that knows Draconic.
Siegfried pipes up and... I do!
Wait.
I do!
Ava knows-
Wait,
I took that class!
wait, does Ava know Draconic? Like, we just
Yeah.
asked if people knew Draconic and then didn't see Ben say anything, so I was like, oh, we know
I
you
was
must know
double checking.
Draconic.
I was double checking. I went, oh yeah,
Then
Draconic's on that.
forget,
like that.
Ava gets the Draconic one.
Oh my god, okay, Siegfried gets so excited, like, I took that course! I can read it! I can read it, Ava! Yeah, so can I.
And just seeing how excited he was like, but if you want to read it, you can.
No, it's
You
fine.
seem real excited
fine.
about it. Like,
It was
It's
a filler
illegal
class
to
for
read
me.
other people's mail.
that's. When did you hear that?
Stealing
Also,
magazines.
when did you care? When did you start caring about
Laws.
not doing illegal things?
Floof just gets close to
Literally
Ava and
no.
whispers, I just don't like him.
It's been a long 2 months.
Why
Huh?
don't you like Roy? He's so nice.
His wife sucks.
Roy?
She's so nice. You're just an asshole.
You speak the truth.
That's
Yeah.
entirely it, honestly.
I
That's
though.
only
so
speak the
crazy.
truth.
So yeah, and then the 3rd letter is actively from Rin, from
Ooh,
the Emerald Lakes.
nice.
Ooh.
I guess Riker will take that one.
Okay, so in
Sure.
order, real quick, I'm just going to go from order of importance / what's happening here. You see this one from Rin is actually has to do with the crate itself. I'm sorry, I got that backwards. The crate is with what do you call it? That letter is with the crate itself. The Kobold's letter is like the least important one, and it is a small. It is a small letter that does have a bit of weight to it, and as you like open it up, you see that there's a letter written in like half Draconic, half Kobold, or half Common, with some platinum on the inside and a couple shiny rocks.
Holy shit.
And as you start reading this, Ava, you start hearing that this is from the Kobolds as protection fee and royalty fee to Nyx for having to the Chaos Brigade. Parentheses, Nyx gets the shiny rocks though.
I'll just turn to Nyx and be like, Nyx, we got shiny rocks, and they're for you.
But yeah, there's a total of 8 platinum currently in that. That is, enough for 2 platinum for each person.
Oh.
And as you start reading through this letter, it is them specifically thanking you for
Shopping
not
episode.
killing them, for helping them take care of the mob that was, extorting them and trying to give them a bunk deal. For helping them with their bulletproof carriage that wasn't bulletproof.
Ugh.
And for not destroying their monopoly. Ergo, the protection.
We'd love to see it.
And it has like the little note at the very bottom that says, Nix, please don't show up within the next 3 weeks. Love, Chad.
Chad? Which one's Chad?
That's suspicious.
P.S. Chad is new hire. Who can read?
Oh, the new hire, Chad.
Right.
Yes, Chad is new hire who can read and write.
They hired a new one so they could. That's great. I love that. I'm gonna put in on my notes and Chad.
Yes,
And Chad.
the only literate
Love
one.
to see it. I got shiny rocks.
And I will say, Nix, those are actively a couple diamonds and some rubies.
Oh.
Holy
Oh.
shit! I put in shiny rocks. Hold
We
on, let me
can't
shiny precious
die.
rocks.
I was gonna say how rough. If you had to put a number on it, Chris, how much are these diamonds worth?
Guess who knows?
For-
Revivify, doo-da.
Isn't it
Now
the
none
minimum
of
price for, I
us
think it was like a
can die,
Revivify
doo-da.
was like 300 GP or something? Or is it 500?
5, I believe.
500.
Wait, I have a quick question.
Go on.
So Siegfried, you said that they're a cartographer, right?
Yes.
If I remember correctly, aren't they like also a archaeologist slash like relic collector? I forget what it was.
They
I thought-
are.
Great. I need to talk to Siegfried later.
Would you like the bag of holding with a massive you-know-what in it?
Hey, yo.
What?
Floof, yeah, that's fine. I have it, I
Hey,
think.
yo.
But
The bag of holding with that warhammer that
Huge-ass
Riker
sword.
couldn't lift.
Floof
As
has-
well as the ancient axe that Riker got from the Ruby Crawlers,
Oh.
as well as the Ruby Keeper War Axe. He's got a lot of really ancient
Floof,
stuff.
You do.
Riker,
You actually
can't see
do.
that the bag with the axe just kind of got thrown to the side when Floof walked in.
Okay, so from there, through order of things, with the kobolds, Nix, there is two things. There's those 2 shiny rocks that were in there. It was
Yes.
a 500 GP diamond, which is only like probably it's very flat, but it's about the size of like your hand,
Yo.
and that is quite literally just a shiny rock that they found and wanted to give you. And then a small ruby, probably like 3 or 4 small rubies, each probably about this big, about worth 50 GP.
Ruby
That's
Ruby
crazy.
Crawler. It's all connected.
And you do see like in the letter that was they thought of you when they saw those.
Oh, they're so sweet.
Parentheses, please don't kill us.
Riker
I
hears
think about it.
Nix. Riker hears Nix go, "Oh, that's so sweet," and Riker's like in his head, "Oh." I don't think Nix knows how scared of her they are. This was
She
out
thinks
of
that they're
horror.
just her little buddies.
She doesn't
she
know how
genuinely just thinks-
terrified they are of her.
That's entirely they are.
She genuinely
terrified.
thinks that they're just her little buddies that just like really like her, and she likes them too. But she wants them to keep in line.
Yes. From there, the next one is actually a letter to correspond with that box itself. You see that Rin has written you this letter, kind of giving you some more details, like mostly kind of like recapping things that have happened in the since you left the Emerald Lake. Floof's Fight Club, how Taylor and Lynn had taken to that very, very well.
They're tag team champions right now.
Exactly. Right now they have they're tag team champions and they haven't lost yet.
Your grandma's
from
the world
from-
champion.
From you said the letter was from Which one again?
from Ren.
Ren, so the smaller brother. Okay.
Yes. He lets you know that Ren and their partner are actually doing really well, that they're going to be traveling here pretty soon. So if you're anywhere near, what do you call it? I had another city here. I think it was Portview was the city.
Portview.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're anywhere near Portview for over the next few months, then they'll be there if you need anything. And they said, P.S. or also this box is from Beetle, as a thank you for saving him and the rest of his friends.
Oh, sick.
Hope you find this stuff useful. Beetle just kind of had a grab bag.
Okay, so you said there's a note, and they said to meet them at Lakeview.
Portview. Not necessarily to meet them at Portview, but if you had something come up, or if you had happened to be in Portview, then they'd be there.
Gotcha. Oh my gosh, caps lock. I'm writing it down just so we remember it.
Bet. But yeah, that's kind of like the extent to what's in there. And then there's the box itself, which has everything in it. Ren didn't exactly have a clue as to what was going to be put in there. Just that Beetle was kind of throwing a grab bag together.
Gotcha. We should go see Ren and Vaughn then, at some point. Also, I don't know, technically, this is a inside thing, but I don't know if Jay and Lou actually realized who Ren's partner is. When I first described them, they're a snow leopard pirate that may or may not be named Vaughn from a very, very old D&D campaign.
Our
where I
boy is
played
back.
Vaughn.
Holy shit!
Our boy is back. And then I got to play him as an
Whoa,
NPC
throwback.
later. What a time.
Yep.
I love that.
Oh, good callback, good callback. Just like Comet Coin and him, they both made it into this campaign.
They both
Yep.
made it into the campaign.
They never die.
They'll
That's
never
so
know.
crazy.
And
Alright.
then lastly, Nyx. Yours is the letter from your old roommate from school.
My friend.
Yes, from who was it over here?
Ella.
Yes, Ella was super excited that you got to visit as you were at school, as you got to visit the school. While you were there, I'm actually going to have to figure out exactly which city that was in. But
Yeah.
regardless from there.
Anyways.
Listen, I have ideas of a map, but I don't have a solid one in my brain. Everything's just kind of
No
like
worries.
cities exist amongst yourselves. It's fine.
Yeah. And that works.
But yeah, Ella is extremely happy that you had gotten to visit. She wishes that you would have had more time to like actually stay around or get to see some performances that she was going to be putting on over the coming weeks. And invites you to one, hopefully in a better time. There's been some problems coming up. Not with school.
Oh no!
But not with school, but with the Feywild. Some of the Fey exchange students have been, as they've come in, they've brought in information from like stuff that's been happening up in the Feywild.
Oh shit!
Yeah. And she figured she could let you know in case like your family be affected / what's going on. She doesn't have any information specifically, but she said it'd be a good time to kind of check in with them if you had any info.
Fuck! I start tearing up immediately, like sobs and like tears are running down. She's like reading this like absolutely like crazy, just like.
I will say, as you kind of start reading more and more into this, letter, you start seeing more and more like kind of like details that the Fae students had been like bringing over, and a lot of it just harkens back to just like a rash of illnesses kind of popping up again.
A what?
Fake
a rash of
COVID.
No, not fake COVID.
Not
A rash of
fake
illnesses popping
COVID.
up across the Feywild, and for
Nick
more or less
starts
being able to
shaking.
treat them effectively. But it's a question of like who has access, like who's been affected, and not exactly sure what's causing it this time. because it doesn't seem like it's an illness popping around, more so just like creatures that are popping up and spreading things.
Fey plague.
Nyx is not vibing.
The rat plague 2.0.
She's just shaking as she's like looking at these like letters, and she's like starting to like hold back a sob. You know, as like, have you seen the husky holding its cry? Like he goes. That's Nyx
Yeah.
right now.
Floof's gonna look over and see how distressed Nyx is, and just look at the paper and go, "Do I need to stab it?"
No. We don't stab my stuff.
But it makes you sad. Shh. Just a hand, just blop on the face. Just. Yes.
Oh.
I look back at everyone. Do we have any plans for future?
I need to get a belt buckle.
Well, there is a few options, but if you have somewhere you need to be, then that's fine. We can go there instead. I'm starting to sound like fucking Arthur Morgan. It's all right, Dutch.
One last score, Riker. One last score.
I'm gonna just make Riker from now on is actually just Arthur Morgan.
I love that so much.
And Nyx is just, I need to go home, like home,
Home, like to the babe? What?
home. Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
But first we gotta go to my college. We gotta go to my college, and I need to talk to some people there. But
okay. Yeah. Whatever you need. Hey, whatever you need. Oh. Hey, buddy, it's okay. Don't cry, because if you cry, it's gonna make me cry. I don't know if we know what we're crying about yet.
Make me cry.
It makes me cry. You're gonna make me.
While they're crying together, Floof's just opening the box from Beetle.
As you start opening this box and start cracking it open, I love how like there's just like no sense of like what's happening. It's just like, ooh, box.
I want the
As
presents.
you open the box, there are a couple things inside of it real quick. I need everybody to roll me a D100.
Oh shit.
Now give me
Ooh,
1
a
second.
D100. Alright, everyone, roll with advantage.
My shit is hella laggy for some reason.
D100.
The DM
There's
left
actually-
me get a higher number.
What's-
Oh shit, they're
I
coming
remember there was a game that actually you rolled D100s to actually do things. I forgot what game it was.
Jeez.
Call of Cthulhu.
You're right.
Oh,
All right, D100 with advantage. You said?
No, just D100.
no.
back. No, it's
Oh.
with advantage. No.
No, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
No advantage.
Are we wanting to get low or high here?
I don't think it matters with these
doesn't in
D100 things. It's just like
Chris has a
Whatever
list.
you get is what you get.
Is
yeah.
double 60? No, sorry. Is double 0? That's
That's 100.
okay. No. So 2 zeros on the 100 is like a 10, right? And then on the small, no,
Okay.
What
That's why I
did you roll?
don't
What did
like
you
it.
roll? What did you roll?
I rolled a 6 and a double 0.
That's 6.
So you rolled 6 total.
Oh,
6.
that's 6.
Cool.
Okay,
That's
my bad.
either really good or really bad.
Okay. Everybody, can you throw your results into the general chat real quick?
General.
Yes.
While I am scrolling through a book. I'm swiping through the book.
Ryan and I
into
completely
the
opposite
tables that I
ends.
have.
Ooh, railroad.
You know, if we add ours together, we get 99.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, guys. Wow.
Now,
That's crazy.
goddamn. Okay.
Damn.
Okay, Riker. You get as you're looking in here, you see that there are gloves of missile snaring.
Oh!
What is that?
You know the monk ability that if people shoot projectiles, you can grab them and then throw them back?
That's sick.
Oh.
Gauntlets of missile snaring. Okay.
You know that bit in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 where it's like, return to sender, just grabs the missile and throws it back? Riker can just do that now.
Hell yeah.
That's
Okay.
fucking sick.
So he can run up walls
Wait,
and throw shit back at people.
gloves of missile snaring, right? Not gauntlets.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if you give me 1 second. I have
Dude,
to-
these are... I love... Because if you get hit by projectiles, you, as a reaction, you just roll a d10 plus dex, and that's how much damage that you negate. And if you reduce it to 0, you have the chance to throw it back at them.
Oh yes, the
Yeah,
person with the
that's
most
fucking
HP and the second highest AC gets to also to reduce damage.
I don't have crazy good dex. That's the problem.
Yep.
Does anyone here have?
My dex is 20.
Oh, my dex is not that high.
I have-
My next is 14.
I have 2 really high stats and then a +3, and the rest are
Oh,
either
I-
+0, +1.
Sorry, my dex is pretty decent, 16.
Chris, are we allowed to trade if we can't use the thing we're given?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Sure.
I will say, Floof, you find in yours that there is a Horn of Valhalla.
What is that?
Holy shit.
That makes so much sense for you, though.
Honestly,
That's so
it
good.
worked out so nicely.
What is that?
Okay, I want to
Horn.
first off point out that's on your magic item list.
I don't remember what it was.
Oh,
Um,
that thing I didn't do.
from there, I need you to that's gonna be one of those things I need you to
I'll look it up again.
into. Yeah. I'm having to scroll because I apparently didn't have those listed in my actual list. They're somewhere else. So give me 1 second.
Oh. My goodness.
Yeah, no, that's the problem I'm running into.
Hey, Chris, is it a
Yes,
is it a silver, a brass, a bronze, or an iron horn?
it is a silver.
Ooh, there's
Oh,
skins.
Damn, that's the weakest one. Okay.
Oh, what?
The
What's
strongest
okay? So
is
what's the
iron.
rarity of those? What's the
I-
rarity of those?
I don't know. I'm looking
What
at
color
at
is
the
it?
It'd be bronze then, because it'd be like the mid-tier one.
Bronze is the next to, so it goes silver, brass, bronze, and iron, with iron being the strongest. So bronze is the second strongest, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me read what it says then.
Trying to read through these lists at the same time.
So, do you want me to read it too, or just surprise everyone later?
You can go ahead and
Should
read it to
just
everybody.
surprise everyone. Oh, okay.
You can surprise or read your call.
I think I'm gonna surprise everyone. I'm just gonna send this link to Chris, and Chris knows what the
That's
fuck they
so
just gave
funny.
me. Thank you. That's all.
Ooh.
Fair enough.
I love it.
Floof gets a
Ben,
horn.
I don't think I actually specifically got one from you.
What?
I don't think I actually got the magic item list from you.
When was this?
This was
back
a
whenever-
long time ago.
This was
when
back
this-
whenever
Oh.
you joined.
God, yeah.
No, it's been a hot minute. I will message you about this afterwards.
Okay.
We'll figure that out because it's one of the items from that list.
Okay. Cool.
Chris, how do you spell?
Percentile. Go on.
How do you spell etnopresnia? Whatever the place was
Etnopresnia is-
called.
ETO. Hold on, let me scroll back up to that. I have that listed here. It's ETO-PESNYA.
PESNIA
Yes.
The
NYA,
present-
my bad.
and YA. Okay. May or may not be building a map just so I can actually remember where everything is.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Let's.
I got an
fucking do it.
uncommon.
I got
And
a
next,
rock.
For you,
Nice.
you have a small little charm. It's in the
I love charms.
shape. It's in the shape of a small, almost like a small violin, small viola.
Oh my
And-
goodness, that's my instrument.
As you reach out to it, it grows full size.
Ah, that's so cool.
And you have essentially what it would be like that, a +1 magic viola or violin
Oh,
that
hell
you can use
yeah.
as your spellcasting focus. And there are some nice little bonuses to that as well, but you'll find those out as you use it.
Is that a homebrew thing or is it?
That one actually is going to be a homebrew thing. I'm going to have to send you.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to have to send you that. I've said that to everybody so far, I think. Everybody has at least one magic item. Like, yeah, I'm going to send that to you. Yep.
Me still waiting on the fire dagger stats after how long?
It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. I checked.
It's a D4 regular damage and a D4 fire damage.
Yep.
Plus my dexterity. Sadly, it's not a +1 weapon, but there you go. If anyone's
That
wondering.
is very true. All right, and the last thing. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I had that right. Also, Ava.
Yo.
Sorry, I had to jump back into full screen because I couldn't see anybody's face. I'm like, why can't I see anything right now? Ava, you also see in the bottom of the little box, there is a small, almost grassy orb in the bottom of this. It looks like it's a solid piece of glass, but as you look at it further, it almost looks like it's a terrarium on the inside of it.
Ooh. Do I know what this is?
So
Now,
cute.
everything has a little tag on it that explains what it does.
Okay.
And that is, each of those is, the magic item listing that you all have gotten, whether it be your U2's U2's regular items, like from the various books, your, violin that explains things. Yours is I have this stuff written down, but not in the places I need it, and that's the most irritating thing. That's the funniest part, though. You see that this is an orb of earth. It can do one of the
Ooh.
following things 3
Ooh.
times per day. 1, grow a
Oh, did
tree
Ryan
that is
die?
5 foot tall and 3
Okay.
foot wide. So basically a very large tree, and the type of tree is determined by the user. Move 5 foot of dirt, or regrow / grow plant life in a 5 foot square.
Damn. That's
So
cool.
basically,
Is that
you
a homebrew
can-
item?
So
Or is
cool.
that
That is I think, uncommon overall.
Oh. And you said it's earth orb?
Yes, it is an orb of earth. It is not a technical item. It's a homebrew item as well.
Oh, okay, it is a right.
Yeah.
It is a homebrew. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Gotcha.
So at this
Cool.
point, I do believe that everybody has some form of signature item that can scale with them. That is not
Yes.
That is not broken yet.
I can
But yeah,
grow
Ava,
trees.
your orb of earth. What do you call it? Yeah, it's one of those things that up to 3 times per day you can move 5 feet of dirt. You can grow a 5 foot tree that's 5 foot tall, 3 foot wide. Basically creating cover wherever you need it.
Okay.
Or you can
Did
regrow
Ryan get
plant
anything?
life.
Did Riot?
Yes, Ryan. Ryan did get
Oh.
something.
Riot gloves.
Where's Ryan?
Wait, what? Oh, I think it just died. My bad.
Yeah, Ryan got the gloves of missile snaring.
My bad.
I wanted to give Ryan something that wasn't another weapon, considering Ryan has 3 or 4
But
different
what about
axes.
Riot?
Oh,
May have
Riot.
given me
Riot. I'm sorry.
3 new axes.
Riot. You see that there's nothing magic item wise for Riot in the box, but you do see that there are some bugs off in the corner that Riot dives headlong into in that box.
What a good boy.
immensely happy, very happy and satisfied with that.
I love him. He's so cute. My little possum. I need a possum
So
stuffed animal.
yeah, with that, we need to get possum plushies that are riot themed.
Yes.
Awesome plush.
But with that in
Awesome.
mind,
Plush.
I do believe that the next course of action would be you go into school again, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what
Mhm.
Nyx was saying, that she needed to go to school.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, everyone's everyone okay with that?
Sounds good.
Yep.
Floof will follow blindly.
Goodness.
So everybody
Little
has
college
their
tour.
newfound items, their either upgraded things or their new toys that they can use. I will get stat blocks.
I found
Eventually.
mine in D&D Beyond. I'm gonna send it to you though, so you can know what you've done.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. The problem is I have so many
Love
like
to see
item
it.
lists over here that I'm like, how many of these are accurate and how many of them were done already?
Oof.
But yeah, with that in mind, unless anybody else has anything they need to do, I think that's a good place so we can call it for the night, because otherwise it's going to go to traveling and going to school.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Meme review.
All right,
Meme review.
All right, chat. You're gonna lose
got
your
some good
eyes
memes
for
today.
a second.
I will say
Ah,
before you switch to memes, Jay,
Yes.
I just want to say thank you everybody for watching tonight's episode.
What a good time. I believe so. If everything pans out. Do 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 do. All right, who's ready for some meme review?
I did a lot of the memes today. We were in the same wavelength.
All right, here we go, chat. First meme by Lou. The party after getting back after 2 months. Yeah, okay. Nyx after Floof says he fell down a well.
Yes.
Rue seeing Riker come back. Siegfried and Maria. I love honey, but you know what I don't love? Floof. Siegfried when Floof strolls up. Kyle and Nick strolls up. Failing system, the Chaos Brigade. Mafia, the kobolds. Do you hear the people sing? We fixed a lot of town's issues. Oh, with diplomacy, right? Right? Our methods are different, but it works. Press X to doubt. Ben listening to all the Chaos Brigade caused 2 years ago. Ben, you really need to go back and watch some of the old episodes once Chris makes them public. On the way to Gen Con, just watching Chaos Brigade to catch up. Floof for mayor. I stand by that. The only other one... No, Floof for mayor, or better yet, Bones for mayor.
Bones for mayor.
Nick's helping some kobolds. Monopoly. Siegfried having a normal day. Siegfried when Floof walks in. Siegfried having a normal day. Floof and Bones walking in. Hey, hell yeah. Ava, why is it when something happens, it's always you three? Nick's Floof and Riker. Floof showing off what he's done the last 2 months. Pretty much. Floof. Dear diary, I made someone blow up. Crystal, every time Chaos Brigade succeeds in everything, increase difficulty. Floof, we just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. We're suing you. Nick's thinking they're being sweet. Diamonds and rubies. The kobold's terrified. And then Ben, Nick's shiny rocks to the kobolds. Posted at the exact same time. Nick's getting a letter from a friend. Feywild is possibly in danger. Nick's excited. I can't read that fax.
Okay. Nick's excited for her friend's concert. Feywild exchange students start coming in. Nick's family is in danger.
Nick's after getting diamonds in the friend's letter. The kobolds. Young higher mammal. Chad, can you read? And that is it, everybody. There we have it. Good memes, good memes. 10 out of 10 review. All right. Exclamation point links. Wow, Flowers, was I not good enough for you this week? I see how it is. All right. Big stuff, big stuff. Don't miss it.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
All of my notes are in one place. This book.
I'm gonna read it while they sleep.
Can you read this handwriting? Probably not.
That is so not true.
Ryan, I'll give you a love interest. That way you both can flirt with me. How about that?
For a love interest. I want love interests in all of them. Yes.
Bye.